the end of us. I don't think it's going to be the end of crypto. I think it's just one more storm and it's going to go away. I know you all want to know what I think about the current situation. It's a shit show for sure, but I'm not that pessimistic. I'll explain. I think we should take the story from the beginning. I think we should go through all the events that led us to this moment, and we should also go through the conspiracy theories, which I'm not really a huge fan of conspiracy theories. I think it's lots of opportunistic parties that kind of get in tune with each other and create a horrible situation. I don't really think that it's a conspiracy. I don't really think that it is a super orchestrated attack by Binance. Of course, they helped on escalating the situation, but we should definitely go through the whole story. Let me bring the mic slightly closer. I just came back from Lisbon. I would have been wearing cool Solana merch, but they lost my bag, so it's still in Lisbon. I have an AirTag inside, so I can see it's in Lisbon airport. So nothing. I'm gonna showcase you the merch we got on the next stream. But today it's an emergency stream. We need to really explain what's happening in the market, and I'll tell you what I expect. And I think I will convince you slightly to be more optimistic. And maybe that's a good entry for Solana. At least I'll explain what I will do. I see all the awesome people. I see Kawasaki from Epic's DAO as well being here. Dude, I have a fantastic picture that we took together. It was amazing to meet you. But today we're gonna mostly talk about the emergency that we're going through. I hope to convince you to be more positive. I've seen worse situations, and I'm also just coming back from Breakpoint, which I think that Solana showcased a huge strength and development, and the coming roadmap is just insane. It's gonna impact quite a lot segments of our industry. I think DAOs are gonna be different. I think voting is gonna be different. Identity is gonna be different. Reputation will exist. Lots of cool things that are really not dependent on market situations. As FTX has, Solana has quite a lot of runway and capital and devs and willingness to build. But yeah, we're gonna speculate. Definitely speculate on Solana price a little bit. Of course, you should understand that TA does not work. This is a black swan event. This is one of those bank runs that you cannot really chart, you cannot really trade, you cannot really expect, you cannot really position. You can only protect yourselves by holding your keys and your coins in a wallet that will hold your keys. There is no other way. That's your number one rule. We've been saying it since the beginning. And of course, we're gonna remember the rules of thumb that once again hold true despite the bloodbath. The rules of thumb hold true. If it's not Bitcoin, it's a shitcoin, and exchange is rug. Not your keys, not your coins. Once again. But yeah, we have this cynical view for a reason. I've lost quite a lot of BTC on Cryptopia. I've lost quite a lot of BTC on Alphabay. I've lost quite a lot of BTC on anything that was a custodial solution, which did not involve me holding my own a custodial solution in terms of wallet. So, which means I was not holding the keys. So I see lots of people on in the chat. I want this to be a conversation. Of course, I want to go through the whole story, but I'm going to go through the stream for 2 seconds. I see people that have funds stuck. Guys, relax a little bit. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna get their money. This is my optimistic view. I have a little bit of money, but I mostly, like 98% of my funds are in wallets that I actually hold. I see lots of says $901 billion in Solana is unlocking. I see Crypteras is here. I see lovely friends from Breakpoint. Okay, I see everybody's concerned about the same thing. So let's start. Let's start with the popular theory that that exists. Let's talk a little bit about the trigger of the events, and then let's talk a little bit about the cause. So these are two different things, and then we're gonna talk about Unstaked Solana. Then we're gonna talk about other stuff. So theoretically, the whole story. Let me. My face is not required on this one. Let's go to enough with my silly face. Let's go to the main desktop. And before we go to the main desktop, let me place the first and most important tweet that the conspiracy, which I don't believe this is a reason someone to get pissed. Maybe just escalated too much. But yeah, let's go to the main desktop. So theoretically, it all starts from this tweet. This happened on October 29th. Is a tweet that refers to CZ Binance, to CZ, to King CZ, the CEO of Binance. And theoretically, apparently, CZ as a Chinese national, he has quite some trouble entering the US, has some restrictions placed on him as a Chinese entrepreneur. I don't know details, but I mean, that's the rumor, that's the internet meme. So CZ was visiting DC in order to talk policy, because there is Binance US, and Binance US wants to expand its financial products, and they need several licenses to do that, and maybe they can affect a little bit the lawmaking in order to obtain to have an easier path in to enrich their financial product suite in the US. US laws are extremely strict. It needs to be audited. Every financial institution that allows people to undertake risks needs to be to have money insurance, and it needs to have its collateral in liquid assets, meaning that anything that the user is depositing into the platform needs to stay in the form that the user has posted that collateral. It cannot be, and even if it's and this is still insured in case something happens with hacks and shit like that. So it's extremely tight, and that's the reason listings are much harder in Binance US. Its IDOs are not accessible, and way less products are available, and way less coins. No shit coins can be traded there. So CZ was visiting DC in order to push policy, and SBF joked about how excited he is to see CZ going forward, and then he just joked that is he allowed to DC, right, as a Chinese national? And theoretically, this is the cascade where everything goes down from there. In response to this tweet, CZ says that Binance holds about $2.1 billion in FTT from their exit last year, and they are hearing rumors that FTX is insolvent. And I think they have, yeah, this is the tweet. And it says, as part of Binance's exit from FTX last year, Binance received roughly 2.1 billion USD equivalent in cash, BUSD and FTT. Due to recent revelations that have come to light, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT in the books. And they say they're going to do it in a way that is going to minimize impact, and they don't mean they're going to go through a dark market order book. They mean they're going to do it gradually. And 2.1 billion is quite a lot. And it just says we're going to dump, which is fine. It's part of the plan. So what is he referring to? So CZ is referring, he says that we're listening to rumors that FTX is insolvent. And this is in response to a CoinDesk article that talks about a leaked Alameda balance sheet where it shows that lots of its assets are actually in illiquid assets, and most of it is in illiquid FTT. And this kind of triggered slight rumors. Then we had an article from Dirty Bubble Media, which is a really good investigative media source on crypto. They've done quite a lot of good investigations. You can go check it out. I'll share the links for anybody that is interested later on the description on the video that I will upload on YouTube. So they talk about how they have a lot of debt, and they are actually holding mostly liquid tokens that are not very valuable as it goes on. This made Caroline, who, interestingly, she was appointed the head of Alameda Research after Sam Trabucco left a few months ago, and it's funny because she changed her bio not to reflect that she is the head of Alameda Research. It's interesting. It's really interesting. She actually responded to CZ's allegations, where he's actually referring to those articles, and she says that the balance sheet does not show around $10 billion, which is in other corporate entities, sub-corporate entities that are not included in that balance sheet. And what says here, the balance sheet breaks out our crypto long positions. We obviously have hedges that aren't listed, so they say they have even other hedges that are cannot be found. And due to the tight credit in the crypto space lately, they have repaid all their loans. So it says that about $8 billion in loans that the article claims. Caroline here tells us that it's not true. Funnily though, she doesn't have the title of Alameda Research, head of Alameda Research anymore. We're going to explain a little bit what Alameda Research is, because it's interesting and how it relates on FTX and FTT and in general in the Solana market. It's weird because she acts like she said all these things and then changed her title. In response to this tweet, oh shit, this is so loud. He bought dump it. Thank you so much, Vasilis. Please welcome. I need to make this lower. My God. So what happens? Let's do this actually. Yeah. Now it's gonna not be so loud. Oh, it's Perts actually giving out the subscriptions. Thanks, bro. So in response to what Caroline said here, that they have an excess amount of assets, and the fact that they have other assets that are not reflected in the balance sheet, we had SBF tweet. And we have to go through the Internet Archive. Shout out to Jaris for finding the tweet, because I had the tweet open and then SBF deleted the tweet, and it's really weird. It's so bad. And the tweet reads, and this is a response to what we read earlier from CZ and his allegations that there are rumors that FTX is insolvent. So SBF tweets, a competitor is trying to go after us with false rumors. FTX is fine, assets are fine. Details. FTX has enough to cover all client holders. We don't invest client assets, even in treasuries. We have been processing all withdrawals and we will continue to be. Some details on withdrawal speeds. Let's see, is this a deleted... I'm pretty sure this is a deleted tweet as well. It's a web archive tweet. Nice. It's heavily regulated, even when that slows us down. So we have GAAP audits with over 1 billion excess cash. We have a long history of safeguarding client assets, and that remains true today. I'd love it, CZ Binance, if we could work together for the ecosystem. So, SBF says that it's all fine, which obviously is not because he deleted the tweet. And he also gives makes a gesture to CZ to work this thing out. Come on, don't dump the whole thing. And there is for sure someone from Alameda had already reached out to CZ because he had already an answer. Let me find the tweet. Here it is. Here is the tweet. It's an interesting tweet because it says DB here asks, sounds like you want Alameda to buy 580 million of BNB and then swap it for FTT. I didn't say that. It was a question, not a commitment. I think we will stay in the free market, which means we're not gonna use back OTC desks. We're not gonna go through a black market order book. A black market order book, a black order book, or whatever, dark order book, I don't know, I've heard it many ways, is an order book that can only be accessed with much bigger portfolios. It does not blend into the classic order books and usually goes through OTC desks. Kraken has a huge business on those deals, especially in Europe. So if you want to go through a huge BTC purchase and not affect the BTC price because there is no such reserve in exchange which will allow you to do so, you're going to have to go through such deal. It usually gets slightly more expensive than spot, but if you were to buy all that BTC or any crypto coin in the open market, it would push the price up quite a lot. So CZ here tells us, cheers lovely friends, that he's going to stay in the free market. So price impact is going to be a reality. Which is kind of escalating here the whole the whole fight. It's really not required to be so public. But I think he found an opportunity to actually hit a competitor. I don't know if he knew that. I don't know. In hindsight, everything is clear. Like how close Alameda was to FTX. How close was Alameda to all the coins that were being listed in FTX, and how Alameda is the biggest market maker for FTX and its projects is kind of, there is a lot of conflict for sure. And let's not forget that FTX is based in the Bahamas, and it's based in the Bahamas for a reason, with no requirements for money insurance, not really dodging regulators endlessly because they're untouchable in their Caribbean financial paradise. At the same time, they become super toxic. It's extremely shady that SBF actually wrote this and deleted it. It's extremely shady. Extremely shady. So now, what happened? Now we come to today, where as this was unfolding, people were reading about the Alameda Research being insolvent. People knew that the Alameda Research is the biggest holder of FTT, and FTX valuation comes from actually adding into the equation FTT. And how it works is it's not that hard. Like FTX, when it was a really small exchange, creates FTT. Alameda buys FTT at super low prices and giving money to FTX, which they are the biggest investor. FTX pumps FTT with their tokenomics, 1/3 of the trading fees go towards buying FTT from the open market and burning it, having all these incentive models in order to make traders hold and lock FTT. So in ways FTX pumps FTT, and then Alameda posts FTT back to FTX as collateral, borrowing normal, real assets from FTX's customers that had deposited those assets in order to trade in the awesome platform. So let's recap it. FTX creates FTT, Alameda buys FTT early, cheap, and without anybody actually knowing. FTX pumps FTT, and then Alameda's FTT can be posted back into the exchange as collateral for other coins. Because this is what FTX was known about. FTX was the first exchange that allowed shitcoins to be posted as collateral. It was revolutionary. Still is. And it still is the place if you want to actually play with shitcoins and go short and long and take positions, leveraged positions. And you have shitcoins in your portfolio instead of Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC. And you don't want to leave those positions, your shitcoin positions, because you really believe that they have value. I'm not judging. I'm there with you. Guess what? The friends in FTX also think they're valuable. So you can go deposit them there, and play with their platform. So that's exactly what Alameda did. So now we come to today, where everybody goes to FTX to withdraw their money, and what happens is FTX does not have enough liquidity to cover. Is there any tweet? We should go back to my silly face, right? So FTX doesn't have enough liquidity to cover users' withdrawal requests. Why don't they have enough liquidity? Because this is not FTX US. They are not holding liquid assets one-on-one in USDC for every user's dollar. They have illiquid assets that could be less valuable than what they expected, especially during this bear market. So users can't withdraw, and this is the worst sign. This is the biggest red flag. The moment the fourth largest exchange, which is known about its fast speeds and zero fees. Like, guys, FTX has zero fees on your Ethereum withdrawals. It's insane. It was always super fast. It was always amazing. Suddenly, withdrawals are not processing. It's a shit show. Everybody gets extremely panicking. Like, everybody's running like headless chickens. And guess what? Everybody's returning from Breakpoint. We are all on a plane coming back from the biggest Solana celebration. Really, the whole airport was full of Breakpoint people. It was the morning after the closing party of Breakpoint. Like, I had people from the Grape team tapping the people in front of them to tap me, to show me CZ's tweet. And then we're all with laptops and shitty Wi-Fi at 30,000 feet, scrambling like headless chickens to withdraw. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It was the timing was insane. At least they spared us the celebration. So we celebrated, and then to the gutter, everything goes down. So bank run happens. Let's go back to our story, and FTX asks for help from Binance. They're asking, like, Sam is always pro bailout. He was always, yeah, let's bail out that. Let's bail out this. So Sam asks help from CZ. And Binance says, yeah, we made an offer. And of course, Binance is going to come out and say, this is bad for the whole industry, and this is not an attack from one player to the other. There is no such thing. We're always friends, and we always go hand by hand, and we're both building towards a better decentralized financial system and freedom to everybody and all this shit. Obviously, like I don't believe we're on any of the extremes. I don't believe there are like this was a conspiracy made around the table with the Binance heads and the big brain analysts, and they had all the pieces in place, and then they triggered the domino, and everybody went tits up. I really don't think that that was the case. At the same time, I think it was an opportunistic play from Binance to actually weaken one of their key competitors, especially in the US. It might have, like, you might put a small fire to burn, I don't know, the neighbor's barn, but it might completely get out of control and burn the whole village. Of course you're gonna deny putting the fire. I really don't believe that it's either of those cases. I think it's somewhere in the middle. At the same time, Binance has supposedly made an offer. They made an offer. There is offers like that where the first biggest exchange will buy one of its competitors. These are scrutinized by regulators. The regulator in every region that FTX and Binance is operating needs to check this agreement. There is a lot of due diligence to be made, a lot of lawyers to be paid. It's not going to be a quick decision that's going to go through Twitter and everybody's going to celebrate. Additionally, there are many funds out there that have already placed offers for FTX. There are funds that have the money to bail out FTX. FTX has a great engineering team. They have a fantastic way of breaking the advertisements to the people and actually having a really fast growing user base. It's a horrible thing to be attacked with, but there is still huge value in the platform and its user base. So CZ and Binance are not going to be the only entities that make an offer. I know there are already 2 more offers in the table. If you go through the Grape Discord, through the chat on the Solana chat and the Grape chat, you'll definitely find the information on the deals. All the alpha hunters there are like extra smart. You're gonna find lots and lots of cool stuff. So I personally don't think that there's going to be a deal between FTX and Binance. Now, Binance could be one of the parties that contributes money in order to salvage the whole situation, for sure. But if there's going to be some kind of buyout, some kind of exchange merges, I don't think it's going to happen. Second of all, I believe that everybody's going to get their money back. I believe that every single customer that actually holds funds in FTX will be able to withdraw. I know your withdrawals have, like, it's a scary situation. Your withdrawal at the moment, its status says requested. It says requested and the balance has been deducted from your portfolio. I tried it. I tried it while I was on the plane. I logged in and made a transaction. It's still requested. I am positive that all your requests are going to be honored. I think the space is going to go above and beyond not to be tainted with such a horrible image, taste, smell, whatever. Alameda Research is going to stop existing. Alameda Research is going to have to liquidate everything in order to honor these agreements. I think that anybody that was in any token that was in the Alameda Research's portfolio is going to dump hard. Really hard. And it makes sense. They're gonna have to liquidate at an illiquid market in order to cover their debts. And it's important to understand that Alameda was, like, yeah, let's talk about Alameda's in past tense, but Alameda was the biggest market maker in FTX, which means this is a separate business from being a portfolio company of Alameda. So Alameda might have invested in you in exchange of tokens, and then they would have approached you, even if you were in their portfolio company, or even if you were not in their portfolio company, they would have approached you to offer you their market making services. And how does what's market making services? And who doesn't want, like, market? Securing a deal with Alameda as a market maker had a huge help on getting your project listed on FTX. There were more market makers in FTX. This is an open market. Lots can participate, but FTX, Alameda being the largest holder of FTT, the largest investor of FTX, had a little bit more leverage than other entities, other market making companies. But there were many. Jump was huge as well. Jump Capital is huge, not was. Yeah, is huge. But what does it mean being a market maker, other than helping you list in an exchange? And of course, it means your order books are full, price swings are dampened, and there is always activity. How does a market maker? A market maker is required in order to, for a couple of things. Exchanges have minimum requirements of volume. So if you drop under a certain amount of volume per day for a long time, the exchange incurs more costs to keep your coin trading than delisting you. So they will ask you to keep a certain amount of volume. So a great way to do that is have a market maker. Market maker is also needed in order to absorb large market swings. And the way they do that is by making profit, by absorbing. Sometimes they can take some losses to absorb, but they will also trade the shit out of your token. And how do these market makers acquire those tokens? How does it work? And let's go through a thought experiment. Shout out to Butter out there that actually triggered this thought experiment. Because another important, before we do the thought experiment, another important part of the market maker deal is that this is a deal that has usually over 1 year duration. Average, I think, is 2 years, and there are two different kind of market makers. And since Alameda Research is not in the game anymore, and I've talked to them personally about market making, what they wanted was a loan of the coin. So they would borrow X amount of coin, usually about 3 to 5% of the total circulating supply. So they would ask you if you wanted them to be their market maker, or they were pitching to you, works anyway, they would ask for a loan. That loan would be repaid back in X amount of years. And there were some fees. But let's take the fees out of the way. It's not an issue. At the same time, they would guarantee a couple of things, like how many beeps the coin can actually go up and down, how much volume they would keep per day. They had also some requirements. That's the deal they would offer. That's the deal that most projects would accept. That's the deal that most founders that they don't have any good advisory would just do. They would say, okay, I will accept this is the best market maker. It has they're the closest to FTX. They can kind of help us list on FTX. And being on FTX guarantees quite a lot of volume, and everybody's happy, holders are happy, whales are happy, and you can actually link your shitcoin with your bank account. Pretty cool stuff. It's a horrible deal. It's a horrible deal to actually not have interim payouts. You don't want the VC, the market maker, to hold 3 or 5% of your coin for 2 years. You want them to be repaying slowly. You want them to be repaying slowly, and you should definitely make sure to keep tight the spread, the spread between the bid and the sale. So they would guarantee how far the last offer to buy with the highest price to buy with the lowest, the highest price to sell with the highest fucking confused. So yeah, the lowest price to sell with the highest amount to buy. So they would keep that spread as low as possible. But interim payments are key. Don't let the VC hold your coin for so long. But what does that mean? What does that mean in if you are the market maker of several coins that are trading on an exchange that is crashing, it's totally crashing at the moment, or at least seems like it's crashing. Public opinion thinks it's crashing, which is what matters, as it further worsens the bank run. What happens when all your portfolio companies are listed in that exchange and your balance sheet is filled with those coins which are borrowed? You need to repay them back at a later stage. Maybe it's in 2 years, maybe it's in 3 months, maybe whatever, I don't know, but you need to repay them. This is a loan. Now, parenthesis, this is a deal that, yes, has some problems, as I outlined earlier, but is a much better deal than what the average market maker offers. Because the average market maker asks for a shitcoin loan plus a stablecoin loan. Because in order to market make, you need to have both sides of the order book. And one side is shitcoin and the other side is stablecoin. So, a market maker would be able to do that. But how the pieces fall in place now, we understand. What Alameda would do, would take your shitcoin, had enough FTT to actually collateralize FTT and borrow any kind of other side of market of order book they wanted. I see Avid Learner saying, in hindsight, Grape not being listed in FTX was good, ? Yeah, in hindsight it's very good. And it's really good that we didn't have Alameda Research as our main market maker. Certainly the best outcome here. But let's go through the thought experiment. So, Alameda is highly invested in FTX, which is crashing, and FTX needs funds, which Alameda theoretically holds, and Alameda has in its portfolio shitcoins which has borrowed. And think about Genesis Go and the Shadow token, where Alameda is one of the biggest investors and Alameda is their market maker in FTX and in decentralized exchanges. I see Pertz saying, posting a topic, Binance walks away from FTX deal. As I predicted. So what would happen? Alameda would need to immediately liquidate their shitcoins, which are highly liquid, in order to give money to FTX. And And this is also a good move for their market making side of business, because they will sell now before the public sentiment goes even worse. They're gonna dump the price super low, trigger a huge panic on alt holders and shadow Genesis Go shadow token holders. And this is just an example. I respect Genesis Go as a company, as a project, and I don't think it's fair to kind of destroy like that their efforts. But I think it fits as an example. Alameda will have to liquidate all their shadow at really whatever price, whatever spot price they can get, all of it, and buy it later on at a lower price, at a much lower price. Hope that they will clear FTX's withdrawal issue. They will manage to post enough liquid assets in their balance sheet to get over any issues they have, and eventually gain public sentiment back to positive, and then go in the open market slowly and buy the tokens that they will need to return to the protocols. So yeah, I believe that if any coin has Alameda as market maker, or is a portfolio company of Alameda, is going to suffer more than the average. Not saying they're gonna die. I'm just gonna say that they're gonna underperform the market. I really hope that my example is doesn't offend anybody. I know I also hold Shadow token. I know it was impacted, but as I said, I'm positive. I'm positive that FTX is going to recover. Is gonna honor all its withdrawal requests. And this is going to be one of the many storms in crypto, one of the many bank runs, one of the many centralized custodial exchanges failures. This is not new. This happens again and again. And yes, I did not expect to be FTX, one of the most reputable players with such a golden boy captain. Now, I don't think Solana is affected at all from what's going on with FTX. It is affected, obviously, in certain ways. First of all, less money is going to be pumped into the ecosystem just because one of the biggest players and its closest exchange will be hit. Second is there's going to be some network stability issues due to the people rushing to unstake their Solana. So, a reminder for those that don't know how Solana works. Solana is a proof of stake blockchain, and you can stake your Solana with validators. Solana has gone above and beyond to democratize the staking of each validator, the stake each validator has in the network. So there are lots of players, and approximately you get 6 to 7% yield per year. Solana staked into validators requires at least one epoch to be at least one Solana epoch to be unlocked, which means approximately 2 days need to pass for your Solana to leave the validator, which means validators cannot really react to crazy market moves, which means that what the Solana price we see today hasn't taken into account any sales people had staked invalidators will actually perform in the coming days. And a good place to see this, and I made a tweet about some of the tools that you can use. Let me find it. Let me find it. Yeah, it's this one. It's Solana Compass. So validator stake movements epoch 370. This is the current epoch. This shows how many Solana is being unstaked from validators versus how many Solana is being staked. Meaning that at the end of this epoch, these people have ordered this amount of Solana to be staked, to be unstaked, and this amount of Solana to be staked. So we're going to see an outflow from validators of 56 million Solana. That's a lot of Solana. That's a lot of Solana. Remember, Solana is about what? 360 million. Yes, 360 million circulating supply. So that's a lot. That's 1/6. Yeah, it's 1/6 of the total supply. That's a lot. Now, this is not something that started today. Previous epoch had 30 million Solana on staking, while 2 million were being staked. So, I know 60 sounds like it is a lot. It is actually a lot, but it's not a new thing. We've seen the past couple of epochs actually a lot of Solana being unstaked. Now, has the Solana been sold? Pretty sure a lot of it has been sold. All of it? No, not all of it. Is there more Solana to be sold? Yes, another 60 million is coming out. And I'm pretty sure Epoch 371 will have a lot of Solana to be unstaked as well. It's gonna be also close to 50, 60 million. Maybe even worse. At the same time, well, let's take into account that when everybody's expecting for something to happen, usually the opposite happens. So, because we're seeing so many Solana getting unstaked, we expect them to be sold in the open market because everything is on fire and everybody's panicking. But when everybody expects this to happen, maybe it's not gonna happen. I think we can catch a week where Solana goes to $7. I think we can do that. I know it bounced. I know it went down to $13 at some point. To low 13s. It was 13, 14, so we're up 30 cents. This is tiny leg. But I expect it to go lower. I expect it to go single digit. At the same time, this has nothing to do with Solana. Solana still works. And it will work. Yes, maybe it's going to be less decentralized and the network is going to be weaker because approximately 1/5 of the total supply will be unstaked from its consensus finding model. Okay, they're gonna eventually come back because they're gonna swap hands. Less VCs are gonna be holding Solana. Maybe more people are gonna. This is an optimistic way of looking at things, but I think it's gonna be okay. I was in Breakpoint, and I really, really think that these guys are working to create something special, something that will complement Ethereum in the to me. Once again, Breakpoint was tribal but not toxic. It was a worse event versus the previous year. Talks were not as interesting as the previous year. Side events were decent, maybe as good as last year. Some of them, yeah. everybody was slightly more tired. There were lots of hacker houses during the year. Lots of people have been going from hacker house to hacker house. Venues were more crowded and less spacious, and of course we were not going through an amazing bull run with our altcoin at all-time highs, which obviously affects the mood. But I don't think this is the end. Solana is really going strong. They are going for, like, they're gonna allow cross-chain governance. Like, this is insane. And Unique VC is working on a fantastic solution. Like, you will be able to vote on Solana and trigger an instruction on Ethereum. Because Ethereum has the liquidity. You're gonna have dynamic dynamic votes, dynamic treasury management, where if you want to move $1, one DAO signature is required. But if you want to move $1 million, 60% of the DAO needs to approve it. Like, they are making they're making the Saga phone, which is a really fucking good phone. And I love the vision with the dApp store, with the decentralized app store. And this is like, it's gonna be full of utility and the projects, and there are lots of bright people working on it. Solana has a lot of funds, huge runaway. They are not exposed on FTX. They're not exposed in these things. Like, yes, maybe Breakpoint 2023 is going to be less fabulous. But it's okay. It's okay. As long as, like, Solana NFTs are here to stay. Communities are here to stay. DAOs are here to stay. There's no way this doesn't bounce back. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. We're like, no financial advice, you crazy people. Don't take financial advice from people on the internet. Remember, I see we're like 60 people here watching. Remember, I am a Bitcoin at first. I hold about 60% of my portfolio in Bitcoin. My second highest asset is stablecoins. My third highest asset, because of the price drop, is Ethereum. Used to be Solana. Now it's Ethereum. My fourth is Solana. My fifth is Cosmos. And then it's shitcoins. So, when the market takes a hit, Bitcoin takes a hit as well, but it's going to be the least severe hit. It's not going to finish last. This horse is not going to finish last. As we see again and again, altcoins, exchanges, actors, players, ambassadors, communities, everything just fades away. Bitcoin will stay. Now, we're still good with Bitcoin. We're still above. We're at what? 14K. Sure, 15K. It's fucking shit. But it's not $900. At least we still have quite a long way to go there. Do you think we're gonna go sub previous bull run? Are we gonna go down to 4K? Are we gonna go down to 4,200? I don't believe it. I really don't believe we're going ever down to 4K. Can we break the 10K mark? Yes, we can. It's gonna be a week and it's gonna go up. I don't think we're gonna stay long under. I'm doubtful. But as I again told you, my second biggest asset in my portfolio is stablecoins. Stablecoins. And we did it here together on stage. We said we sell our fucking altcoins. But again, Solana is not going to be affected. There are bright minds. They have funding. They have a lot of time, investment, work. And it's not tied to any exchange. There is no reason for Solana to go away. Don't, like, your investors profile is different than mine. Like, you need to do you. You know where you are in life. You know what kind of risks you can take and what type of personality you are. How risk averse, how risk lover. Don't copy other people. You be you. Is FTT going to survive? Maybe not. Is FTX going to survive? I think it will repay everybody, and maybe it will not survive, but it will repay everybody. It's not gonna close down. Now, listen to me now. This is extremely important. If FTX and when FTX has opened its gates, you need to withdraw immediately. Don't say to yourself, okay, it opened the what's it called? The withdrawals. It's all good. Like we were before. Don't do that. Don't do that under any circumstances. Get your money out. Get your money out. The moment it opens, it will open. It will open. Make sure you get them out. Now, what are we going to do with Solana? Solana is going to experience a huge run towards that single digit levels. There is going to be really hard to avoid that. Panic is going to spread. The longer FTX takes to open, this is going to get worse. So I'm going to be on the look. I'm going to place a couple of serum orders. I don't know if there is any liquidity, but I guess we're going to see some liquidity coming from the unstakes. My take is that everything is going to be fine. Really, guys. Solana is going to be fine. It's going to take much longer to recover. There's no doubt. Yeah, maybe large trades are not going to be possible for a long time. Order books are extremely weird. You might think that playing the market conditions at the moment is easy. It's something you can do. You're like, I can trade the bounces. But order books that are not liquid enough are extremely tricky. Do not send funds to FTX to play the market. Binance has a high chance to actually stop Solana trading. Think of it as a stock market stop, where the stock market will halt the trading of a stock if it experiences severe up or down movement. So all the popular platforms are going to protect their users. They're going to protect their users, or at least they're going to call it that way, where they're not going to allow the trading of the stock until for some time. So do not try to play the game from decentralized exchanges with not enough liquidity in the order books. Do not send your coins on centralized exchanges in order to take advantage of the market conditions, because you might actually stuck in a centralized exchange without the ability to withdraw and without the ability to trade the market. And you don't want that. So if you have a bag, you have a bag for now. It's okay. We're going to survive this. We've seen much worse. Like, I've seen the fucking Ethereum DAO go down. The DAO. Like, we've seen Mount Gox go down. we've seen so many things. We've seen forks, we've seen criminals, we've seen rags, we've seen so many things. FTX, one more exchange going down, and I think they're gonna go down in style and they're gonna repay everyone back. So as it turns out, SBF's net worth was actually in illiquid assets. Alameda's balance sheet was illiquid assets that was allowed to be collateralized and take loans on liquid assets or other illiquid assets. And we're here. Now, I'm gonna buy some Solana. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this first of all, for those that are new here, there is no sponsored content. I'm not gonna make any money from this stream. This is just me going through the cryptocurrency rough seas, and we're just playing around all together. You remember we all had the vision of we are holding hands, running towards the cliff with big smiles, blindfolded, with money flowing from our pockets. Here we are. We fell off the cliff. We fell off the cliff. And I know lots of you are scared and you have funds stuck in FTX. I know. I have a very good friend that decided to enter crypto because he was seeing the crazy sellout. And he sent $10,000 in FTX yesterday evening. Yesterday evening. And this happened. That was his first connection with crypto. And he didn't tell me anything. He used my referral link. He used my referral and sent 10K. I'm positive not all is lost. The money, by the way, was credited in his account. But not all is lost. Be positive. But make sure to withdraw the moment it opens. I've seen it. I'll tell you how degenerate and stupid I've been. I had like 5.6 Bitcoin in Cryptopia when the hack happened. Shout out to Solomon who's following. Thanks, bro. 5.6 Bitcoin. And I had like a little bit in Bitcoin, a little bit in shitcoins. They were like 2016 shitcoins and 2017 when Dash and how was this algorithm called? Don't remember. I don't remember. The Dash algorithm with the masternodes. The masternode craze. So Cryptopia gets hacked. It was a New Zealand exchange. And like the exchange rushes and ensures everybody it's all gonna be fine, guys. It's all gonna be fine. Don't worry. We have reserves. We have lawyers. We have everything you could possibly need. Everybody's getting paid. So they block withdrawals. Everybody panics, and there is craze, market craze. 5 days later, they open withdrawals, and they're like, "See, we're all fine. Everything is good." 24 hours, they declared bankruptcy, withdrawals stopped, the exchange went offline, the domain was sold, and still they are processing the withdrawals. I had a window of 24 hours where everything was working. Everything. And I ensured myself, I'm like, okay, look, they opened it, we're good. Back to where we were, as you were, soldiers. Back to degen trading and astrology for men. And yeah, I got burned. So, let's recap. 1, I don't think it's a conspiracy theory from Binance to take down their competition. I think that it was an opportunistic move that lots of involved parties tried to profit from the situation and opportunistic moves led us to this cascade. I am positive it was malintended, but it escalated out of proportion. Second, I don't think Alameda will continue to exist. I think that FTX will repay everybody and continue operations and slowly regaining market share. They're gonna go above and beyond, hopefully, to not allow this to happen. Again, these are predictions coming out of my bum. Nothing is there, like I don't have any secret alpha. Alameda will not continue to exist. Any company that is an Alameda portfolio company will suffer. As a market maker for all these coins, and obviously a large holder of those coins, they will have to repay creditors. I think they have a couple of, more than $5 billion in debt. And they will have to cover this debt. And they're gonna have to liquidate in illiquid markets, and the downturn is going to be way more severe. So if I had a portfolio company, a coin from any of the portfolio companies, I would want to get rid of it. Next, I don't think SBF will continue being associated with any of these things. I think we're going to kind of lose him. Ale on the chat is asking Serum, Ray, etc. There is a really good here. I will share it. There is a really good tracker that you can see the portfolio companies of Alameda, and you can actually make your decisions. Next, Solana is gonna bounce. I think Solana is gonna hit single digits, and very, very, very soon after will bounce back to double digits. I'm not saying it's gonna bounce immediately back to $24, but I think we're gonna go to 7 and back to 13 within 24 hours. Again, this is a prediction that is completely like out of my mind. It's fiction. It's just me reading the market and having some wishful thinking. So yes, bum alpha, as I see, secret bum alpha. We're gonna see more epochs with Solana unstaking, and single digit is upon us. Recovery is gonna be slower, and for some of the altcoins, not possible. That's it. I think we're gonna survive. I think we're gonna see another bull run. Maybe not very soon, but it's a matter of when, not a matter of if. And yeah, I see people confirming. Of course, the Binance deal is off. There is no way FTX is gonna take a deal. This is all like big dick show off. I would argue that there are some NFTs that are worth. Like I think buying an SMB is not a bad deal at such bad Solana prices. If you're holding stables, of course. We're gonna rebound, guys. There's no way. Solana works, has bright minds, has investment, has runway, has unique tech, really cool dApps, interlopability. There is no reason for this to be the death of Solana. Sure, it can be a catalyst to prolong the bear market, but it's also a great opportunity to take some positions. We were here 2 years ago buying Solana at $4. We were here. I was in front of another camera with less lights and I don't know, younger maybe, for sure, actually younger. But we were buying Solana at these levels. So if we bounce back, there's no excuse. And I want to remind everybody that in 2019, in 2020, when COVID was announced from the World Health Organization, it was, what was it? It was February 3rd, 2020, something like that. I remember because I had a trip scheduled which was cancelled because COVID was in effect. Ethereum dropped to $88. Ethereum dropped to $88. At its all-time high on the previous bull run, not the one that just finished, the one before, Ethereum reached $1,400. So it went from $1,400 to $90 in 2 years. And then back to 5,000, to 4,600, to 4,600. So we went from 1,480 to 80. And Solana went from 260 to what? 14, 13 at the moment. It can go to 7. It's approximately the same decline. So Solana at $16 is Ethereum at 80. On the previous run, just trying to put it you in a perspective. It's not the end of the world. We've seen worse things. Just make sure not to play with illiquid order books, not to go all in positions without seeing the trend, going with the trend, because don't catch knives. Like, sure, Solana can get to 8. But sure, Solana can get to 4 as well. So, I see people here. Shadow is comparing it to the .com bubble. Yes. It could be close, but I don't think it's going to wipe out the whole industry. And yes, the Badano, thank you for remembering. Back in the day, I called Solana was at $208, and I said, guys, are you ready for Solana at 18? There is no way we're just gonna go up. There is no only up. There is no such things. Anything that goes way up is gonna go down, and you just hope for higher lows. Now, it's a severe, like, it's a severe hit. It's gonna hurt us. It's gonna take longer for price to move, but the tech is there. The people are there. The investment is there. So, what am I gonna do? I am going to put an order for Solana at $7. I'm gonna buy a bunch of Solana, and I'm gonna sell them the moment I can get like 2.5 times my money. I'm gonna have something like that. I don't wanna be holding a bag. I believe we're gonna just bounce, and I want the macro bounce. I want the bounce that says withdrawals are open, FTX is fine, Binance is our friend, and the industry continues with more scrutiny, more requirement for investment, more regulation on centralized exchanges. Everything can work in a way that will help the industry go forward. LA2050 is asking, what if people move to other chains? There are people moving to other chains, But I think that Solana works, the development is there, and any other chain to reach where Solana is will require a bull run where euphoria is up, new developers enter the scene, and dreams are built. I think that Solana was fortunate to attract a fantastic and very high quality crowd, and they're gonna continue building this space just because the connections are there, the interlopability is there, and the support is there. I really think that Aptos is vaporware. Anything that is launching in such way is not gonna make it. And anybody that, like, I really disliked, and again this is me, this does not help my position, I know people will get offended. I kind of found it very lame that some projects immediately tried to distance themselves from FTX and Alameda. It's like, oh, we have no exposure and we're fine and this and that, and yes, Alameda is a portfolio company, but we had no funds on. Like, dude, just shut up for now, man. Just don't say anything. Just let's see how this plays. And then I saw Frank the Gods that he says, like, hey, let's port to Ethereum. What is this bullshit? Who's gonna port to Ethereum? This was a very poor comment from his side. Very poor. Like, extremely poor. Just wait. Just wait. It's crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. Monitor the situation, and the moment FTX opens, withdraw. And this should not be because this happened to FTX. You buy a coin, you withdraw. You make a trade, you withdraw. Sure, you're gonna incur some transaction costs. There are not many. But you're gonna sleep better. Here, Ledger. You see? Ledger. Get hardware wallets. Sleep well. Have a computer. Here, I'll show you. Have another computer that's not connected to the internet to do whatever you need to do. Like, go on extreme measures. Like, I hold keys on things that are not part of the internet. It has no modem. Like, this is insanity. I see. Welcome, first time chatter. What's happening with BTC? BTC, guys, is a tail risk investment. It is exposure to extreme risk. It belongs on risky portfolios. As markets crash, Bitcoin is also an asset that will be dropped from the portfolio. This is cascading, and it's going to cascade to even worse levels. Be careful. Get your coins off the exchange. Hold stable coins, and if you want to hold crypto, it should be Bitcoin. Put your orders in according to your own risk levels. Don't take financial advice from people on the internet. Like, I want to go through the Breakpoint event with you. Like, I'll try to do a stream tomorrow, because I don't really want to allow too long to pass. I want us to go through every day, because I went to the Hacker House, I went to the Games Day, I went to all the events in the Breakpoint thing. We did a workshop with Grape that all the superstars were there about DAO and DAO's reputations and identity. We went to lots of parties. We met NFT artists, NFT community collectors, VCs, snake oil salesmen, raggers. We met everybody. We have pictures. I really wanna show you pictures from it, and I wanna get you, like, I have pictures on my phone, guys, with really cool people. Honestly, let me show you. Like, I have merch that you need to see. Like, ultimate money. New wallet on Solana. I can tell you about people that are so genuine that don't want to raise money because they don't feel they're good devs despite being amazing. I can tell you about people that have received amazing promotions and new careers have opened, and I think this is going to be amazing for Solana because they're bringing new talent and new projects to Solana. We like the DAO scene is going to be different in a year. Sebastian Bohr and Dialect and Gilder and Mango and Civic and Lighthouse and all these guys are working so hard for changing the DAO scene. Like, I really need to share these things with you, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna also turn as bullish as I am on Solana. FTX is gonna take a toll. FTX is gonna set us back, but it's not gonna be the end. We're all gonna survive. Everything is dying, right? Everything is dying. Lovely internet friends, be careful out there. Set your orders. Don't play all your cards. And Ethereum has been holding very well. Bitcoin has been holding very well. Yes, it has dropped 60%, but it's not 99.8. Like, I've been burned. I've been burned on the DAO hack. I've been burned on the ICO season. I lost all my Ethereum before the ICO golden year started. I had invested all my Ethereum in shitcoins by January 2017. I've participated in so many rags. I've believed so many narratives. I've seen the game again and again. We will survive. We will survive. Don't keep your shit. Don't be allowed. Don't allow to be eaten by black swans. Bank runs, even if they have a 0.5%, a 1% chance to happen, they are common. 1% is common. So yeah, I'm going to stream as soon as possible, probably in the next day or so. And yes, I thank you, Kawasaki. You're still here. We need to talk. Like, I have this picture, this amazing picture of you. Look at this. Look at this beautiful picture with huge smiles. Let me show you. Like, look at this. Like, I'm going to go through, I'm going to create a collage of pictures so I can tell you where we were, what we were doing, who spoke, and how many people spoke about grape. You don't believe, I have pictures. I was taking pictures with people that were wearing Athens DAO grape. And I was like, oh, can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture with you? Can I? And I have so many pictures with people actually wearing the t-shirt. It's so good. So good. Honestly. It's a huge contrast between going to breakpoint, getting so bullish, and while you're in the plane, everything is crashing, and you land on a destroyed plane, ruins, blood, death, decay, and FUD. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you for being here, everybody. Let's survive this. Solana is gonna get stronger. FTX is gonna open withdrawals. Crypto is gonna be held back a little bit, but is going to flourish. Bull runs are gonna come. It's a matter of when, not a matter of if. Stay on your toes. No all-ins. Don't play with order books. Stay safe. Help your friends. Big smiles. And work hard. I love you all. And I'll see you maybe in the next 24 hours. Take care. Watch the stream if you missed it. We went through everything. I love you all.